What's up, everybody? So today we're working on something other than the Subaru. We're going to be doing a little bit of maintenance to the truck. Now, it's been about a year since you guys have seen it, since we did all the upgrades and stuff to it, and it's actually due for a little bit of maintenance. Now, the other day, I was driving around, made a clanking noise, and I realized Swaber end link had fallen off, as well as the brakes were starting to make noises. So I ended up picking up new end links, new pads, new rotors, and yeah, you guys can see here, this is the Swaber end link. It's all rotted, the end snapped off of it, so yeah. We'll go out there, we'll get this taken care of, and I'll give you guys an update on the truck as well as far as our upgrades that we have done last year, and give you guys a full overview of that. So let's get out there and get these brakes taken care of. Well, as you guys see there, the rotors actually don't look bad, and the pads don't look terrible on this side. I guess we'll see once we get the caliper off, but we need to take that T30 out first. So let's go ahead and break that loose here. Wow, surprisingly that wasn't bad at all. And now that that's off, we'll come back here. You can see here, we got a couple bolts here that are holding caliper on, and we got the caliper bracket here, as well as down below. So I believe these are like 18s and 19s, so we'll get those taken off of here. Well, as you can see there, the inside pad is definitely much worse than the outside pad. As you can see there, still a little bit of meat on that one, but yeah, this one was wearing down pretty bad on the inside there. So now we got that off, take the rotor off, and then throw a new stuff on. The other thing is too, you guys can see here, my Swaber end link on this side is snapped as well. There's old versus new. We're gonna go ahead and clean all the oil and stuff off of that. Brake parts cleaner, spray it down, and put it on. All right, so we wanna make sure that hole lines up with that old plug hole there. So we can put that T30 back in there to hold it in place. And for the brake pads, we got new pads there. Came with new grease and our little anti-rattler, anti-squeaker things that will go on there. So let's go ahead and get those thrown on next. So this one here, it's got a little squeaker on it. So when the brake pad gets low enough, it'll start making noise. So let's go on this side of this back here. So it'll just set in here. I'm gonna go ahead and grease up these ends too, just like how I greased the back side of that. Just keep it from making any noise. Okay, so now you guys see there, we got the pads, we got the rotor on, all that's good. Got new shims and everything in there, so that is all set as well. Then we'll pull out these slide pins here in the back, we'll grease those up as well, and we'll also compress the pistons inside the caliper here. That way it'll slide over top of this side here. And once that's done, we can go ahead and pop off our sway bar end link there and get that replaced as well. it's all on, we gotta go through and torque each one of these down, and we should be good with our brakes here. As you can see there, we don't got anything dragging or anything when we spin it. So I guess next, let's take care of that sway bar end link. Well, I can't quite seem to get that out. We'll have to cut it out, I guess. It's just kind of spinning inside of there. So we'll cut that out, but for now, let's go ahead and torque these down. I believe these ones are like 74 foot-pounds, and these ones back here are like 127, something like that. I'll put the numbers up on the screen here, but yeah, let's get those torqued down, and then I guess we'll just finish up the brakes on the driver's side. As you guys just saw there, we got the wheels back on, torqued down, brakes are done. We didn't get to the sway bar end links just yet. It's starting to rain, so I want to go ahead, just take the truck out for a quick drive, get the brakes bed in, make sure those are good, and then we can go ahead and maybe attempt to do the sway bar end links if it stops raining. So for now, let's go ahead, take this thing out for a drive, and see how the brakes are. Okay, let's go ahead and pump up the brakes here, because they're going to be soft. There we go. Now it's going to take it up for a drive. We're going to get up to about 35 miles an hour, hit the brakes, and just kind of do it a few times until the brakes are fully bed in. All right. Well, that was once. Now we got to do that like 5 or 6 more times. But it stops. As you guys just saw, we got the truck done. The brakes are all bedded in and good to go. We don't have any weird grinding noises or weird pulsation with the pedal. Obviously, there's gonna be a little bit of smoke from the initial break-in and getting it bedded in. That is just kind of part of the process, but everything is good to go. If you guys are looking to do brakes on your own truck, like a Silverado like mine, I'll be sure to link the pads and rotors and everything in the description below. But as far as the end links go, we're gonna have to wait just a little bit. Hopefully this rain lets up. Maybe we can get to it tomorrow. But at the moment, it's coming down pretty heavy, and it looks like it's supposed to rain for the next few days. So I might have to put this one on the back burner. But for now, I guess let's just go over the truck, just kind of the updates that have occurred with it, and how everything's holding up now that's been a year later. So the first thing that we actually ended up doing to the truck last year was we went through, completely undercoated it with the surface shield, and that stuff has a 2-year lifespan. Like I said, it's been 1 year currently, and everything on that has held up really, really good. So far, no issues or anything. I haven't seen any rust or any of the wear from the surface shield, like falling off the vehicle of any kind. And so far, it's held up really good. We'll be sure to go through after 2 years and give another update on that just to see how well it's held up, because we'll have to go through and reapply it at that point. I know most of your other coatings, like your wool wax, fluid film, stuff like that, say they're about a year long. So this other stuff, this surface shield has a 2-year lifespan. And so far, like I said, it's held up great. Now, the second thing that we did to the truck is we did a complete buff, polish, wax, got the truck looking brand new. And so far, no new swirls or anything like that have really appeared from being washed repeatedly. So I've been trying to keep it much, much cleaner, and it's looking really good. The wax that I used did not hold up whatsoever. As you guys saw, probably about 4 or 5 months ago at this point, we did go through and ceramic coat the truck with a little coating that's probably good for about 3 to 5 months. And it's definitely due for an update, but other than that, it's still beating up, and that is still good. So as far as the next modification went, we ended up doing the headlights, the taillights, the third brake light, the interior lights with all LEDs, and replace all the bulbs throughout the vehicle exterior-wise with LEDs as well. And the LEDs themselves have been fantastic, haven't had any issues there, but the housings for the headlights and the taillights, I've had a couple issues with. They are obviously starting to yellow. They yellowed relatively quickly. And some of the lights inside the light bar for the headlight as well as the taillights have started to burn out as well. So I definitely look into something a little bit better, more high of quality that will last a little bit longer than what these have. I mean, these are just kind of your cheapy ones off of Amazon. I love the way they look, but unfortunately they have had a few little issues. So I need to see what I can find. And if you guys have any suggestions, throw them down in the comments below. But yeah, the headlights and taillights have had a little bit of issues. Now, as far as the LEDs go, all those lights we added from Oxo have been fantastic. I haven't had any issues with them whatsoever. They have been insanely bright. And speaking of Oxo, they actually sent me something for today to test out. So let's go and show you guys what we ended up getting before we continue on with the updates. as you guys can see here, this is the Oxo Jump Starter with air compressor setup. So you guys see, just hit the power button, turn it on. Tells us we're 80% right out of the gate. Has this one here, hold that, and should have a light. Yep, so you see there, the light, pretty bright. Different settings, so it'll have like a strobing effect, a red flash effect, and of course just off. So we'll go ahead and put this to the test real quick, see if we can jump start the Civic. As you can see here, has the cable here for the air, as well as the cables here for jumping. So we got power, ground there. I'll just connect into the side of the unit here. So right there, I'll go inside those two holes, and you just hook up those to the battery positive and negative. And for the air compressor, you guys can see there, there's just this one fitting here. This will just go right in there. So I guess let's go ahead and try out the jump starter portion first, see how this works. We'll go and hopefully get the Civic to start. It's been a little while since we messed with that. So as you can see, Civic has got no power. I'll turn the lights on here, and of course nothing happens because the batteries are completely dead on this thing. So let's go and put the Oxo Jump Pack to the test, see if this one will fire up. It's definitely been far too long since I've come out here and started this car, so let's see if that jump pack works on this. So with this car, we got the push button start, so swipe the RFID chip on the brake, on the clutch, and well, almost. Oh, she fired up. Yeah, this thing's working. Cool. Well, we'll let it run for a little while just because it's been so long since I started this thing. But man, it's working. The screen should be kicking on here in just a second, but yeah, there it goes. It's thinking about it, I guess, but like I said, it's been a long time since this car has been started, so I guess we'll let it sit here and run for a little while, get warmed up, and it should be all good. Oh yeah, see if my window still works and swatches out to power. Yep, sweet. So that's all good. Go ahead, disconnect these. They were great. You guys see the Civic running. Now we know it works great for jump starting a vehicle. Let's go and test out the air inflator on this tire here. That thing worked great, 80% charge, and was able to fill the tire up from 0 PSI to 32, and still had more to go. So yeah, the Oxo Jump Starter with air compressor works great. And as you can see there, the percentage is currently 48%. So from 0 to 32 PSI and jump starting a car, we still have plenty of battery left on this thing. I gotta say, that was pretty nice to get the Civic to start up immediately like that. That car, like I said, has been setting this entire time. Haven't done anything with it at all this year, but getting that Oxo Jump Pack with the air compressor setup and everything worked great. So we got the car to start, which, like I said, I'd love to hear that thing run. Definitely needs work, but this Subaru here is just taking up way too much time. We got so much work to do with that. So I definitely need to get back into the Civic. I've got a bunch of stuff that I need to install on it as well. Hopefully we can get to it here soon-ish. But yeah, if you guys are interested in that jump pack, I'll be sure to link it down in the description. I'm definitely gonna keep that thing in the truck this winter in case anything were to happen, as far as like flat tires or just a truck not wanting to start. But yeah, if you guys are interested in it, I'll be sure to link it down in the description below. You guys can use my code here to get a little extra discount. But anyway, let's go and continue on with the rest of the updates on the truck. So after we had gone through, updated the headlights, the taillights, and all the LED lighting on the truck, we ended up swapping out the grill to the HD grill. Now that one was an OEM grill. Yes, it was in chrome, so I had to go through and vinyl wrap that. Now I could have painted it, which honestly, I think probably would have been a little bit easier than vinyl wrapping it, but that was a skill that I wanted to learn and kind of practice on. Took me a couple tries, but the vinyl wrap is still holding up really good. Haven't had any issues with it so far. And of course, the grill just straight up bolted on, especially with that being OEM quality. It just lines up perfectly. Now there is some kind of, I mean, obviously fitment issues because you're putting an HD grill onto just a 1500 truck. So there's a little gap where the hood meets the grill, as well as the corner sections of the bumper where it runs down. It is more curved instead of just being more squared off. So eventually I want to go through with the HD hood and bumper on this, but that'll be later on down the road. For now, everything on that is looking really, really good. And of course, we did end up adding that LED bow tie, which that has been fantastic. Have not had any issues with that. That's like one of my favorite features when you go to start the truck up, aside from the Sparksmith light bars. Having that all just light up as one looks fantastic. Speaking of Sparksmith light bars, that was kind of the next modification that we'd done on the as far as upgrades on the truck. And those, like I said, look great. Love the way they function. Love the kind of dance startup sequence that it has when you first unlock the truck. And then I have had one issue with one of the light bars. I had one of the bulbs burn out on the inside, but thankfully they do offer like a warranty program with it. So I reached out to them, told them my issue, showed them the pictures and everything, and they just sent me a brand new light bar to replace it. So other than that, everything's been great with the lights as far as the light bars and the bow tie. The only other upgrade I guess that we didn't mention here would have been the little Z71 badge on the grill. I think I'm gonna take that thing off. It is starting to flake, look bad, and just rust. So we'll end up taking that off. But other than that, the rest of the front end looks, in my opinion, fantastic. So that is all good and looking great. And of course, the last modification that we did was we changed the color of the wheels on the truck just to give it a little bit different of a look. And I gotta say, the wheels still look really good. You guys just saw I took them off to do the brakes. I haven't had any issues with lifting, peeling, or anything like that. The hyper dip still is holding up great after a year's time. We'll see how it goes after another year or so. We may change them off, peel them off or whatever, and put a different color on there, or I may try to find a different set of wheels. So yeah, I don't know. Everything's been great so far. Only issues that I had so far is, like I said, is the headlights and taillight housings themselves with those light strips on the inside, as well as the taillights, kind of the little angular sections. There's been a couple bulbs that have burned out. But yeah, everything on the truck has been really good after 1 year so far. If you guys have any suggestions or ideas you'd like to see done to the truck, let me know. Throw it down in the comments below. I'm definitely open for ideas and suggestions. Currently, I've been debating between whether or not we go through and lift it or lower it. Clearly, those are two complete opposites and can go either direction, but I'll be curious to see if you guys can kind of sway me between one side or the other. So, like I said, if you have any suggestions, throw it down in the comments below. But yeah, for now, I think that's pretty much all the updates on the truck. I think we'll wait and see if this rain lets up. If it does, we'll get back outside. We'll do the sway bar end links, but otherwise, this may be the end. So, I guess let's wait a few minutes, or let's wait till tomorrow and see if this rain lets up.
Tomorrow.
Well, it's the next day now. I think the rain has let up just enough now. We can go out there and get the sway bar end links taken care of. Well, as you can see there, got that sway bar end link cut off. So now that is free. I went ahead, I put the driver's side on already, but this is the new sway bar end link here. So this bolt and everything will just go up to the bottom side. These two bushings will go through, or in between the lower control arm, and then these two will go through the sway bar itself. This portion here will just get threaded in on the top section there. We'll just tighten it up here with our 14 millimeter. So let's go get that thrown in and we should be good. The rain finally let up long enough that we could mess with this. As you guys saw there, the rain let up long enough. We were able to get out there and take care of the sway bar end links. Honestly, wasn't too bad of a job once the vehicle was down on the ground. Just had to wait for the rain. And now we got that completed. That should have taken care of all the maintenance items that I had planned on the truck. So we got our brakes done, sway bar end links done, and that should eliminate any of the clunky noise I was getting. which I think the sway bar end link was coming in contact with the lower control arm, since you guys can see there, it was still attached. So yeah, that should solve the issue, make the truck feel a lot better, no longer having that weird body roll that I was kind of experiencing. So now that is done, like I said, everything is complete as far as maintenance. So if you guys are interested in anything that I used in today's video, I'll be sure to link it down in the description below, from the brakes to the sway bar end links, as well as the Oxo tire compressor with jump starter. That thing worked great. I'll be sure to link my discount code in there as well. So with that being said, hope you guys liked this video. If you guys did, make sure to big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.